So hello everyone. Today we are going to read newspaper of 27th of 27th of April. Now we know that Maoists have blown security ban in Chhattisgarh. We won't talk more, but I will make a separate video on I'm Maoist. All right, and it was district reserve guards. All right, and it was an IED. All right, it was an IID in South Chhattisgarh, Dantewal district, over 350 kilometers from the state of capital Raipur. Alright, in 2021, 22 security plans have been killed, pushed, alright, and border of Sukma and Bijapur district. Alright, now we will study in the explained. The attack fits the Maoist pattern, targeting the security force under they call the tactical counter-offensive campaign, using the conduct between onset monsoon. Alright, so here we go, and this was the same. It's not required. This is not. This is case study how a pair of shoe led Delhi police to snatcher. They saw the video of the robber, the chain snatcher, the shoes, and they searched it out and they got the people. Now this is important. Modi and Biden likely to meet in Quad summit. All right, all know what is Quad. We will make a video. Quad is a group of four people. It was made by the initiative of Japanese Prime Minister. It consists of four countries: India, USA, Japan, and Australia, to safeguard the Indian Pacific region against the Chinese aggression. So, Quad summit is likely to be happen in Sydney on 24th March. That is in Australia, and they will talk about the Ukrainian conflict as well as the Indo-Pacific. Now, Modi Modi will also be visiting the Japanese cities Hiroshima to attend the G7 Advanced Economy Summit. All right, and as the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida invited Modi for the G7 summit. All right, so we got to know about the Quad, the G7 summit. All right, and we will get to know more on G20 as well. Now, all right. Now, WH Red Tapes, another cough syrup company. Earlier, another cough syrup company from Haryana was caught on. Now, this time it is a cough syrup based, Punjab based company. All right. And it is sold in the Marshall Islands and Micronesia. So, and we will talk about Operation Kaveri to bring back the Indians from the Sudan. All right. And we will study more on the Operation Kaveri in the next video. Everything will be done. Now, this again we have talked Dantewar, Sukma, and Bijapur district. Alright, these are the main districts where Maoism is on the peak. Dantewara, Sukma, and Bijapur. Alright, and they use the tactical counter offensive campaign, and we will talk about it later on in the video. Alright, now we have the SC. The Supreme Court modified order on economic sensitive zone around the nation parks sanctuary. Alright, SC has modified the order on the economic sensitive zone around the national parks and sanctuaries. Now, what they did, the Supreme Court on modified the 20 order mandatory in minimum 10-kilometer eco-sensitive zone around the national park and the wildlife sanctuary. Means Supreme Court said that around minimum 1 kilometer act as a buffer zone around the wildlife sanctuary as well as the national parks. All right, and nominating around be allowed either with the national park sanctuary and 1 kilometer radius. All right, and no permanent structure can be built around that area. All right, and even if government want to make any permanent structure to well for the welfare of people of that region, it hasn't to be made in that area. It can make somewhere other place. Even though the villagers wants to improve their house, want to extend their house for the member, it is not allowed. All right, now I've talked about this also. whether the government want to make schools, dispensaries, and anganwadis, village stores, water rank. It is not possible in that region. We can make somewhere else, because for to make this they have to follow the Act of 1972. All right, and later the necessity of ESZs, that economic eco-sensitive zone, eco-sensitive zones, is to provide a buffer zone around the protected areas. All right, it is a buffer zone. The right of villagers reside in the protected region are required to be settled in accordance with the provision of the 1972. Means if you are providing some rights to the villagers, then it has to be according to the 1972 Act, such as villages and rehabilitation outside the protected range, and however the settlements in the able to villages reside in ECS zones. Alright, it is understandable again. Now Rajnath set to bilateral meet with the Chinese defense minister today. Today, in a sense, on 27th. All right, means Rajnath will be meeting with Chinese defense minister. His name is Li Shangfu. All right, and Li Shangfu, and it is the first meeting of both the defense ministers after the Galwan clash. All right, and before the SCO summit, which is going to be happening. Now, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh hold a bilateral meeting with Chinese counterpart Li Shangfu on the Thursday, ahead of Shanghai Cooperation Group defense ministers. All right. Now, the Lee first visit to Delhi after the Galwan Valley clash in 1920. All right, and they will talk about the regional peace and security counterterrorism efforts with the SU. All right, and the resolution of issue along the line of actual control might be future of the meeting between Singh and Li Shangfu. And last week, India and China had the eighth round of high-level military talks of Chushul Moldo meeting point in the eastern Ladakh. All right, Chushul Moldo meeting point in eastern Ladakh. The SO members are total. We have the eight members, and four are India, Russia, China, as well as the Pakistan, and then we have the Kyrgyzstan, the Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. All right, we have two observer countries, that is Belarus and as well as the Iran. All right, Belarus as well as the Iran are the observation countries, and Pakistan Defense Minister Khwaja Asif may not be visiting India, and he will attend the meeting through virtual mode. All right, Khwaja Sharif. Now, the Russian Defense Minister Sergei Sengu attended the meeting ongoing issue between India and Russia, such as conflict hitting the scheduled supply of weapon and space. All right, space and weapon they have talked. Along with that, India's pending payment with Russia and the might be discussed in the Singh's meeting. The India has been pending some money in the reference to the buying the weaponry and spare parts. Now, why they are making late? The New Delhi is not yet been to clear rollable payment against the weapons deliveries by Russia, and this had be possibly affected weapon delivery from the Russia. All right, let's read it out once more. The New Delhi has not yet been able to clear ruble payment against the weapons delivered by Russia. Means India is not ready to pay in ruble payment and against the weapon delivered by the Russia, and this had the possibility of affected the weapon delivery for Russia. All right. Now Pakistan's old ploy, the Poonch terror. Now after the Poonch terror they have done, they are fearing another surgical strike. The Poonch terror attack is another instance of low intensity conflict. Delhi must not respond in haste. All right. Now what India did, India abrogated the Article 370. We'll talk later on it, and the effective handling of the coronavirus pandemic. We have effectively handled it. It is a newspaper reading by Syed Atta Hassan. Now he is a lieutenant general from uh, Garhwal Rifles. All right, and effective handling of coronavirus and India bouncing back its a difficult economic situation, an exponential increase in strategic confidence, and its ability to handle sensitive and tricky foreign policy and security challenges, as well as the Ukraine war. Though India has been doing very well for its internal security, India has abrogated of the Article 370. All right, and again the coronavirus that we have met so well, we have bounced back the economic problems, and all the important strategic international passage has been done very gratefully. Now what India has to do, India must not do anything in hurry despite the cynicism that will aim to target the government foreign policy and had been handled on no major decisions are required when there is international strategic chunk in progress and nothing major is the stake. Recalibration to balance out the attendance between the northern and the western border will ensure the greater pragmatism and proper security focus. The strategic community and the media must assure a larger, more than pragmatic role instead of pressurizing the government into the hurried decision. All right, means hurried. There should be no hurried decision. Now, Pakistan has not just been, got away from FATA, Financial Action Task Force grey list. All right, and it is again risking for re-entry. And India, as it is going to chair the G20 summit soon, which is going to be happening in the Srinagar G20 tourism, which is going to be happening in Srinagar, and which is they will show that how Indian Kashmir looks like with development and other stuff. All right, and along with that, Pakistan it is a requirement that whether Pakistan says something against India or not in that meeting, and the meeting is a opportunity for India, and this G20 meeting is an opportunity for India to showcase the integrated JNK to an important forum. The second and more complex event in the SCO Foreign Minister meeting at Goa. Alright, means SCO Foreign Minister meeting is going to be in Goa in May 4th and 5th, for which Pakistan Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto accepted the invitation, and there is a speculation of sinister Sino-Pac collaboration engineering to embarrass India if New Delhi takes back the invitation to Pakistan minister as a result of Pooch attack. Okay, means India doesn't have to take back the invitation from Pakistan in order to for the Pooch attack, but because Sino and Pak, that is China and Pak, might raise against the collaboration, they might embarrass India that how India has been acting because of the Pooch attack. All right, now. All right, and if it does not happen, then Bhutto presence could be well embarrass India, and Bhutto's presence could well embarrass India, and India should he choose to make awkward statement on Indian soil. All right, now the foreign policy has been well handled. There is no problem in it in the foreign policy, and we will talk about the foreign issues. Then operationally, the area south of Pir Panjal perhaps need a review in terms of density of troops, but the more important imperative pertains in mindset, the terrain and target proximity to the LOC, and a mix of population keep the area in the state of higher vulnerability. If it is the vulnerability that terrorism groups aim to target. All right, means the terrorists they attack on the vulnerability of the troops. All right, and if there are more in number, nothing can lead us to problems. All right. Now again, keep it cool in summers. Now heat waves have been going on. India cities and towns need heat action plans to deal with health challenges and poses by global warming. All right, now global warming, it is because of Earth's temperature has been rising, and because of CO2 and methane gas is not allowing the temperature to go down. Now, Ahmedabad was the first city to start a threshold-based heat action plan. All right, HAP, and thereafter the Ahmedabad Heat Action Plan, which was drawn from such plan, developed globally and under guidance from WHO and WMO, including five components, which are pretty simple and any city can implement them. All right. The first is the prediction and alert system. That means there must be an prediction and alert system. The IMD now predicts the temperature level of the next 5 days in more than 500 cities and all districts of India. It's good. And the local city of the district government have to take historically temperature of the city and issue a red alert if the 99 percentile, and orange alert if it is a 95 percentile as well. Okay, so if it is 99 percentile, then they will issue a red alert, and if 95 percentile, then they will issue an orange alert, and if 90%, then a yellow alert will be done. All right. Now during the summer season, especially if there is red or orange alert, people must carry out water while going on, covering their heads, and use an umbrella to prevent direct exposure to sunlight. All right. Direct exposure to sunlight between the 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. combined with the lack of water could prove fatal. All right. So if between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., if you are dealing with direct sunlight, and if we are not using water, that it can cause some problems. Avoiding exertion during the peak heat hours and taking frequent rest if have to work, and drinking plenty of water. All right. The health system could be prepared in the summer to quick and corrected treat heart stroke gases, spraying and fanning in the simple way to cool the patents. Cold water using the purpose only was for the water. Long term measures can be that greening the city with increase the tree number, painting the roof with white so that sunlight can be reflected and heat can be reflected, and to use of low energy cooling devices such as fans and coolers to help to reduce the efficiency of increased heat, and special attention should be given to the old others and corroborated if they had greater risk of heat stroke attack even at home, as the government and people must focus on vulnerable section, and those have work in open traffic, police, labor, street vendors must be made aware of way of protecting themselves. All right. Now, is there anything else? Let's go through it. Yeah. Why Chhattisgarh? Why now? Now it is the international question, means why they have attacked currently. Now it goes down that they have used the IIT, all right, in the Dantewada district in Wednesday. Now it is a Maoist strategy of highlighting the military activity. It is known as Tactical Counter Offensive Campaign, all right, TCOC, Tactic Counter Offensive Campaign, all right. Now this period is chosen because with the onset of monsoon in July, when the monsoon is at its peak, the nalas will be overflowing. Okay, there will be tall grasses and shrubs, which makes them less visible. All right. Again, the Maoist violence is down by 70. Now, the Home Ministry said that Maoist violence has been down by 77% since 2010, and resultant death of security forces and civilian came down by 90%. All right. The Naxal presence in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar is said to be near zero. All right. And why Chhattisgarh continued to trouble? Now, some dumb Chhattisgarh police officer had made a statement which is quite, illegitimate and some kind of uneducated type of answer. That the because state police can do it and not central police can do it. They mean to say that only state police can handle the Maoist and not the center forces. Now, those dumb IPS officers have understood that you are also working for the central government, right? And central forces work better than any state police, and it is the state police who can understand the language and have the local knowledge and network that is essential for intelligence gathering. Now, intelligence gathering can be done by the intelligence agency like IB, all right, and NIA. These are the works can be done by recruiting people from the local, so there is no work of state police here. Now, such as Andhra Pradesh, he said the example that Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Odisha, and Jharkhand, they have ended the most marriage problem because they have started using the state police officer. But that is not the truth. It is done by the CRPF. Why? Because CRPF has been doing some changes in its battalion raising. Now, CRPF has raised its Basantaria battalion, okay, which they have taken local population from, and they have the who know good terrain, language, and other intelligence gathering. Okay, so this is the good step taken by the CRPF, but now they are pursuing that only state government can be used and no other things can be used. All right. why there it is causing problem because lack of infrastructure. All right, there is the absence of road in the inferiority of Bastar, and have systematic operation in security forces. Minimal presence of the administration in the interior of South Basantar and has entered the Mayas operation as influential and claimed local support through a mixed fear and goodwill. All right, so they have make a local fear also that so that the fear and goodwill can be made. Now, how has the center responded? Now, the security related expenditure, all right, SRE. Now they have been providing equipments to the security forces to deal with the Maoists and fight them. Now, special infrastructure scheme has also been to aim to strengthen the local police and the intelligence setup, and the special center assistance for building the infrastructure such as roads in LW district and center has maintained the massive presence of the CRPF in the affected state of almost 2 decades. Now, it is again a political miscriteria done by some police officers of Chhattisgarh. The CRPF raised the Basantaria battalion. I've already talked about, and the center also put the NIA and Enforcement Directorate on the leaders and other people to understand why they are doing this kind of stuff. Now, in Beijing, Pak Army chief, whose name is Asim Munir. Okay, he's having talk with Chinese top general. All right, and Chinese have made them promise that no matter what situation, no matter what you wear, what is your financial condition, we don't care, but we'll always take you out on the diplomacy as a good, always all-weather friendship will be done. All right, and Pakistan safeguarding its sovereignty and what's not. Now, let's see what else is there. Now, MG Gloucester, sorry, not MG Gloucester. MG Motors have made Comet, all right, which is available in 7.98 lakhs. It is an electronic vehicle, and before the Comet, they had made GSEV, ZSEV, ZSEV, which was around 23.38 lakhs, and it was made by it was the company's second electronic vehicle model after ZSEV. All right. Now MG and Tata are being together, not together, but they are having some kind of trouble together because Tata is already providing Tiago EV, which is available at 8 to 11 lakhs. All right, and people will always choose Tata over the MG Motors because Tata is more reliable and MG is a Chinese company. Though it is a British company, but it was people Chinese bought it, and this is a sports we don't have to look into. So here it is. All right, friends. This is the video, and I hope you are enjoying well. Prepare for your examination, and Jai Hind.